Okay, well, it's 1 o'clock. We'll get started here. Welcome to everybody that has joined us on Zoom. It seems to be the way that our world is communicating these days. It's my pleasure to welcome you here. My name is Dave Quist. I'm the Executive Director for the Western Canadian Wheat Growers. We have an announcement today with regard to our 2020 50th Anniversary Convention. And for that announcement, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Gunther Jochum, the President of the Western Canadian Wheat Growers. Gunther?
Good afternoon. My name is Gunther Jochum. I'm President of the Western Canadian Wheat Growers Association, and I would like to welcome you all to our press conference this afternoon. We hope our members and conference registrants are healthy and your harvest has been plentiful and mostly wrapped up, if not finished. Our annual conference is usually held in early in the year, but due to the corona pandemic, we had to postpone it this year to late November. Over the summer months, we were very hopeful to celebrate our 50th anniversary with over 150 registrants, as the number of people affected by COVID nearly went to zero. However, due to a resurgence of the pandemic across Canada and major restrictions not allowing for public gatherings of more than 30 people, we had to make the difficult but necessary decision to cancel our convention for 2020. Every registrant will be notified outlining the various refund options. One of the highlights of this year's conference was to be the 50th anniversary celebration with the release of our book, Warriors for Wheat, which highlights the major achievements of the last 25 years. I would now like to turn it over to our director, Clayton Cadillac, to talk a bit about Warriors for Wheat. Clayton?
Thanks, Gunther, and I really appreciate this opportunity to speak to the media here about our book, Warriors for Wheat. It covers our history from 1995 up until 2020, and as you know, so much has changed in those past 25 years. It's a story worth telling, and the fact that our organization is celebrating our 50th anniversary is indeed a major milestone, and we had to celebrate that with the publishing of Warriors for Wheat, which is available on our website at wheatgrowers.ca. The book, so many people focus on the fact that the Canadian Wheat Board monopoly was brought to an end here in this past 25 years. But when we set out to print this book, we wanted to focus on the other stories, along with the Wheat Board story, that our organization has accomplished in this past 2.5 decades. 1995 was just near the end of the Crow benefit. We fought hard to get that change, so value-added production and livestock, the livestock industry would have some sort of competitive advantage, or at least be on somewhat of a level playing field with the rest of the world. So once that was out of the way, it was time to focus on things like marketing. The Canadian Wheat Board has been an issue for us, but our book focuses quite a lot on the transportation issues. Transportation, as you know, has always been a significant issue in agriculture in Western Canada for one reason or another. With the heavy regulations and the policies where there isn't any incentives for the railroads to perform, left us in a bit of a lurch more than a few times. But it seems most of that has been sorted out. Railroads have incentive to haul, and I think we've seen that in the past few years here, where grain transportation, although there's been bottlenecks, overall has been doing quite well. Our book also deals with some of the anti-globalization movement that was gaining popularity in the early 2000s. We also have been dealing with the anti-GMO crowd has been really pushing to get their message out, and we've been staunch supporters of science and technology, and not one who wants to base policy decisions based on fear. So that's an ongoing battle too. That issue is not going to go away. The grading issue too is also something that we've been dealing with since the beginning of the inception of the Western Canadian wheat growers. Global markets change, the products we produce change, and it will continue to do so. And there has to be a voice. Farmers must have a voice when it comes to the grading issues of Western Canadian farmers. Value added is also touched on in our book. As you know, as we all can remember, there was durum and pasta plants that were trying to move forward, and we were always big advocates of that. And also the environmental issues. The book touches a lot on some of the environmental issues that have come up in recent years, specifically the carbon tax, and that is in our book as well. So I think anybody who picks up a copy, there's 150 pages of very good information, and it's available, as I said, on wheatgrowers.ca, and we hope that people will pick it up for perhaps a Christmas present. It looks great on anyone's coffee table, and we hope to hear from you soon.
Well, thank you very much, Gunter, and thank you very much, Clayton, for both the convention update as well as the Warriors for Wheat update as well. We have a few media people on the line. I'll open up for any questions that you may have for Gunter or Clayton at this time as well. Well, hearing no questions, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us. I'd like to thank members and directors who joined us for this afternoon's announcement and update. We'll be putting out a press release later this afternoon with this same video information as well for those that were not able to attend. And we wish you continued good health. And as Gunter said, if you have not finished up harvest, we wish you success in the coming days, as most folks are getting close to that as well. And the other thing I should announce as well is that in lieu of the convention not being available for us this particular year, that we are planning to do some of the topics and speakers that we had presented at the or proposed at the convention for future webinars as well. So topics that are timely in terms of policy and advocacy, updates for people, discussion points. Those will be all in the planning stages right now. You'll be seeing that information on our website, through our newsletter, and our social media channels going forward as well. So again, thank you very much, everybody, and we wish you a good afternoon. Great. Okay.